He said to move on and keep going. Imagine. We had one more life, one more shot at sunrise. The reason things start with new eyes. Not practicing tragic goodbyes. What if this a coffee cup on my nightstand. Not to reminisce, just a reminder to never go back to the life we shared. Anytime I'm feeling the urge to look at a picture, oh, I get so confused. 'Cause I swear I have no hope for you. My mommy told me that we shouldn't worry. Daddy told me just a good story. He said to move on and keep going. Imagine. We had one more life, one more shot at sunrise. The reason things start with new eyes. Not practicing tragic goodbyes. What if this
One, two. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet. Unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it, my words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it, you know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly, we ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all, peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah, come on. Hey.
There it is. 4 days, 8 hours, 56 minutes, and 13 seconds. This is it, people. This is not a drill. Last PHP Ugly before tech. Let me just put this back. It's been very exciting. A lot of hard work has gone into this, and we're super excited for next week. And I hope everybody has a good time. But for tonight, You're listening to the PHP Ugly Podcast, a weekly podcast brought to you by myself and a couple of my friends who make a living using PHP. We have businesses, we code, we make friendships. Just about everything we do is thanks to PHP and the PHP community. We talk about tech, we talk about anything that comes to mind. This show really couldn't be what it is today without the people who listen to us, who watch us live on the stream, and the audio podcast listeners as well. We appreciate everybody, obviously, but especially the live listeners. They contribute to the show in real time every week, and they're as big of a show, as a big of a part of the show than any of us are. If you would like to join that crowd, you can do that. It's over at discord.phpugly.com. Just slip on in there, and the chatting goes on all week, but kind of ramps up Thursday night around 9 o'clock, which is when we record every week, 9 o'clock Pacific Coast time. Your mileage may vary depending on where you are in the U.S. Yeah, it's been a very good week. A lot of people have asked how stressed we are, and I honestly am feeling pretty good, like the quiet before the storm. But we're going to talk about all of that. A few other things that make the show a little better. We have a couple of sponsors, JetBrains and Honey Badger, of course. As always, we appreciate you, as well as our supporters on Patreon. Big part of the show as well. We appreciate you also. We appreciate a lot of things. We're in an appreciative mode today. But let's get it started. I've bogarted this intro long enough. I know it drives Tom crazy. So let's just get him in here right away. Welcome to the show, John Congdon.
Ooh, we have a new king of the diamonds.
We have an wait. All right. And Tom right out.
I am the Diamond King.
So, John, I forgot to tell you. Tom doesn't have his studio mode enabled, so he has no control over when he shows up and when he goes away. So he's here, he's gone. He's here, he's gone. Just thought you'd like to know that. All right, John.
What? What would you like to know?
Who's the new king of the diamond?
My son. So I had my team had baseball practice tonight, our last one of the season. So I was, a little sad about that. I've grown to really appreciate this and played a new game, King of the Diamond, turned it into a little batting drill for the kids. And basically you make contact with the ball, get it past the mound, you're safe. If you strike, you're on the hot seat, and the next person to strike gets the previous person basically out of the game. My son, who most of the season has stood at the plate with the bat over his shoulder, watching pitch after pitch after pitch go by him, not swinging the bat at all. Last couple of games, he started swinging the bat, and then tonight he swung and knocked out 7 of the 10 players. I was just in awe. He watched the ball, made contact. Couldn't be prouder. Especially after that start of the season.
Tom, how's your week going? Apparently, for you.
I am here in beautiful Monterey. I've been to the Monterey Aquarium this week. I've been to the Monterey Museum of Art and History, and just doing all sorts of corporate retreat type stuff.
Cool.
And
so you said this was in a large group of people. Is the entire group going and doing these things together?
Yes. So I didn't know this, but Monterey Aquarium normally shuts down around 6 o'clock. and you can book it to stay open for a private event. So we had it all to ourselves, and it was quite the experience.
I had a
Yeah,
friend
one
that
of
used to work there. Wonder if she
one
still
of the
does.
coolest little events I've ever went to was my wife has worked in the medical field for a very long time, and I guess one of these, I don't know if it's a pharmacy or the doctors or whoever, but it was a bunch of doctors, and they did the same thing at SeaWorld. And
Oh
like the
yeah, yeah,
little lunch buffet was, I think it was in the Penguin Encounter. So like the Penguin Encounter, if you haven't been to SeaWorld here in San Diego, it's depending on what time of year it is, it can be dark or light, but it's always like dark where the people are. So it was cool because you go down this little dark area. There's all these penguins like jumping around and swimming, and you're being served food, and like like I said, the whole park was open. It was pretty awesome. This is before they ruined it with all the rides and crap, but yeah, that's cool.
all the
So
stuff that doesn't torture animals.
yeah, yeah. Well, there used to be, and I don't know how they worked around it. I'm sure it's all legal. I'm not debating that, but it used to be for a long time. The SeaWorld had gotten that property because the property is right on the beach in San Diego, like right by one of the more popular beaches in San Diego. Where we had Wave was right between SeaWorld and the beach. It was like
Right.
right there. But the rule was that they couldn't build anything over 2 stories tall. And that's why, with the exception of the little needle that they had up, that was the only exemption that they were given, was that needle. And that held true for a long time. And the nice thing about it is it kept that skyline nice, looking nice, because it looked out and you saw water, and now there's just a bunch of rides, and I'm not a fan.
What do you
I'm a
mean you're not
grumpy
a
old
fan?
man, though.
Love the rides. It's the only reason I go.
Are you looking forward to tech, Tom?
Very much so. I'm looking forward to sleeping in my own bed for 2 days and then going back on the road into what would be my third hotel in 1 week. And
Your third hotel?
Third.
yeah, so this whole trip, actually, oh yeah, it'll be my fourth hotel in 1 week. This whole trip was a lot of hotel switching.
Why?
Google's got a big conference in town, so the hotel we normally use wasn't available for the day that I had to get here before we went to Monterey. And then tomorrow I'm going back, and the hotel that we normally use is available again, so that's where I'm going.
Okay.
So you
So-
went to one hotel, went to Monterey for a second hotel, going back to your normal hotel, and then tech.
And then tech, which will be the
Did
fourth.
you slip, John?
I
Did
did.
you call
Well,
it
because you
Wave?
said wave a minute ago, so that was on my mind.
It'll be much different than Wave, I assure you. I have a question for you. This came up earlier. Are you doing a video only type thing? Like if someone wants to buy the recorded sessions?
We are. We talked about it last week.
What wasn't there?
Basically, phparch.tv or phptech.tv, excuse me. phptech.tv is live now. Eric committed last week to getting it live on Monday, and we did. So that is live. You can buy a virtual pass. So you can live stream during the event, and then after the event, we will make the recordings available.
We are actually live streaming right now on phptech.tv. I don't know if John's already mentioned that.
I did not.
Yes.
We are planning to have a free stream going, not necessarily of the sessions, but of something around the conference. We're still figuring out exactly what that's going to be. Like, we may live stream some of game night and what's going on around there. Maybe just have somebody walking around videoing what's happening. So definitely there will be what we're calling the lobby, the landing page when you go to phptech.tv, where you can see what's going on. And then with a virtual pass, you can go to the individual rooms as well.
Yes. I'm
Very
hoping
cool.
to just to give everybody a heads up. I mean, obviously I'd appreciate it if you bought a virtual pass. It's not that terribly expensive. I forget how much is it? $100? 150?
Uh-huh.
$100.
$100. $100? That's all we're charging?
I tried getting more, and you said no.
Yeah, good God, man. Yeah. So
Is there an
virtual
early
pass,
bird for that?
$100. I know. John asked me. He's like, "Hey, do we have a discount code for the virtual pass?" I'm like, "No, we don't have a discount code for the virtual pass. The virtual pass is the discount code."
To
So
be
honest
fair,
question, what about
it wasn't just
a
a
group
discount.
discount?
That's where I was going, but I kind of agree with Eric. It's already dirt cheap.
Yeah. But yeah, so right now PHP Ugly is streaming live in the lobby if you want to go there. Although don't too many people go there because I haven't pushed my newest code that I'm happier with with database management. But yeah, happy about that. I'm hoping, and don't hold me to this. So again, I'd rather everybody buy a virtual pass and see all the talks, but I'm hoping to at least stream some of the uncons. We are going to have a room for uncons. Specifically, I'm hoping to stream the OSMI one, but I'm not going to do it if I can't do it justice. If I can't get them set up well enough where I'm happy with the stream, I probably won't do it. But yeah, if I can slip a few uncon streams into the lobby, I will. So even if you don't have a pass, you might want to pop on every now and then and see what's streaming.
That actually kind of struck me because you didn't schedule a PHP Ugly uncon
You don't schedule uncons.
with me. You didn't say, "Hey, we're doing an uncon for PHP Ugly."
Do you know what an uncon is?
I
No.
say you don't. Ed let me know he wanted to do an uncon, and I'm like, okay, we'll figure out what time you're going to talk, and then I'll, like I said, I'll try to get some streaming stuff in there. But an uncon is just anybody just shows up and says, hey, I want to do a talk. I want to talk. And that you go into the uncon room and you pick a time and you go in the uncon room and you do your presentation. So you can do your uncon.
As long as it doesn't violate the terms.
But he wants to do a PHP
Yes.
Ugly episode, and that's not the way it would work. So that's not.
All right.
So in uncon is you have a presentation, like you submitted to PHP Tech to do a presentation, and you weren't selected, but you still want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
We called the room the uncon garage. You get to test out your talk, tweak it, try it out. So during the conference, we will have a board where with the time slots that follow the conference, and you say, I want the 10 to 11 slot or the half-hour slot. And that's all you do. You sign up, you put the title of your talk, your name, and be ready to talk on that day.
So one of the slots could be a recording of PHP Ugly live at PHP Tech.
But are you going to do that during the day before 5 o'clock, or are you going to do it at night?
At night.
Then it's not an uncon. Just
Well,
do it.
You're just recording a podcast at that point, man.
Are you saying you want to do a live podcast during? If you do it Thursday, it's after the event.
I just want to meet our adoring fans and bask in their praise. I absolutely have fans. I would say if there are fans of any of the three of us, it's me that has fans. People coming
Only
specifically
fans.
to my defense from Eric.
Oh man, I am pretty sure of the three of us, I am the only one that has gone out of my way to meet up with people who come to San Diego and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in San Diego."
Yeah.
I've even met up with one from Germany. I met them at the beach at Dog Beach and gave them free passes to the San Diego Zoo. I've been doing it for years.
Yeah, I'm a reclusive celebrity. Have you never heard of this?
Stop saying fans. Stop saying celebrity. Just stop saying those words, please. I've let
it feels like it applies, does it not?
It does not. I mean, I guess in the rungs of celebrities, you have like the real celebrities, the Brad Pitts, Harrison Fords. You got the like TV celebrities, then you got the social networking celebrities, and then
Sure,
you've
sure.
got
Your PewDiePies.
your news celebrities, and then the people who work in your car garage celebrities, and we're under like your kid's teacher celebrity status. That's where a podcaster lives. That's what
Hmm.
we call celebrity
Like
home.
like Joe Rogan? It's kind of a big deal.
Nah, I think he's a bigger deal to himself than anybody else. I'm sorry.
Well,
There is no podcaster I've heard of. Now, I take that back, because there are your TV celebrity status people who have podcasts, and if you want to give Joe
yeah.
Rogan that, maybe
Now that
that
now that you mention that it does, having a podcast does take down their celebrity level a little bit, not up.
Thank
So
you.
that does
Thank you very much.
sound
Wait.
right.
Wait, mark this. That may be the first time Tom's ever come around to your side.
Oh, we're putting this in the order bot. We're gonna put a little star by that
Yep.
one. Oh man.
If we get enough Discord Nitro subscriptions, we can have an audio board that just says that.
So I mean, I've answered this question a lot over the last couple of days. I know, John, you and I have talked about it, but where are you at? How are you feeling?
I am excited. So
Yeah.
we're at that point where there's nothing else we can do. We can't
Right.
change too much. We've planned, we've got notes, we've got schedules, we've got I think we've done a lot.
Mhm.
So at least we've tried to think about all the things, and I think every day one of us says to the other, what are we forgetting? There's something we're forgetting.
It really
and we
is
keep
my
running
nightmare
through.
scenario. Like, I have issues. My OCD just keeps me from like leaving the house without checking I've got everything I could possibly bring with me that I need. Imagine doing that at a conference where it's just the okay, I know there's something I'm forgetting.
Well, it's
Children
not
in the room crying.
it's not only that, it's all the stuff that we've had to purchase and have shipped to the venue or to Champ's place to make it to the hotel,
Right.
and just hoping it all has made it properly. I
And
got my carry-on right next to me full of gear to bring, and it's like I'm bringing
yeah.
a full suitcase of carry-on for 5 boxes.
I don't want. I'm worried that we're giving the wrong impression. Like, John and I aren't running around blind, like trying to figure things out. We've put on a conference before. I think tech is a little different because it's such a well-established conference, and it's our first time doing tech. We haven't worked with this venue before. The equipment and us setting up the equipment is going to be a new thing for us. So there were additional things for us to take on. The stress level John and I have been feeling over the last couple of weeks isn't. I don't want to anybody thinking we're worried that we're going to bomb the conference. I guess you're always a little worried about that, but it's just like we've been trying to do something that the previous organization had a dedicated team to do. John and I have been trying to do it while running our business, managing our clients, running a user group. So it's just been, we've definitely took on more than we could, we took off a big bite because the conference was so new. I am feeling really good now going into it. Like, we've locked in. I'm excited to get hands on with the equipment, make sure everything sets up correctly. Besides that, I'm feeling good. I'm actually looking forward to 2024 because we've gotten so many things addressed this first go around. We had to get we talked on the show about getting the equipment. We purchased the equipment and getting it physically moved, and there was just so many new elements to this process that it was just a lot to take on. But the actual concept around running the conference, working with speakers, working with the venue, making sure there was food, uh, um, I mean, it's fine. It's just we're good with that. We're good with that. We've done it before, and we've been involved with it before. So
I think,
I want everybody to know that you're going to have a good time. It's going to be a great time.
although I am going to say, Woods, you need to be on the team next year if you're going to come up with good ideas and share them this late in the game.
Oh, what did they would say? All right, so John's talking about our Discord is in there chatting it up. Let me throw Discord up there. I hate the fact that it doesn't auto populate here. A swag idea, a blanket with the word a blanket with the word security on it and the PHP Tech logo. I love that idea. We need to add that to Notion so we don't
for next year.
Yeah.
I'm excited about our game nights. So I purchased a lot of board games and card games to be there based on recommendations and games I've played in the past. So we've got just a ton of things. I'm excited for the group game that we have planned. So we have the 2 different nights. One we are running. It's going to be basically a live quiz show type game where anyone that wants to participate can. And then the second night, Tim Lytle is hosting the game, and it has not been announced what it is yet. I've done it before. It is a lot of fun, and we've actually ordered a belt for the winner. It may be a team game, so your team will have the belt for a year till next tech, and then you have to give it up.
Ooh.
All right, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about tech. We should start talking about other things that people might be interested in, especially people not coming into tech. But we John and I have both done a lot of work on this, and like John said, at this point, we've done everything we can do. We just hope everybody has a good time, and I'm feeling pretty confident they will. But I have to say, all the socializing stuff, that's all John. Like all the games and all that. I am not the socialite. I'm not that person. I was much rather just go to my room and be done with it. John was adamant about having game nights and not only game nights but food at game nights, alcohol at game nights, well, drinks at game nights, not just alcohol. That's all John. So if you go to those things and you have a good time, you can thank John, because that was 100% his doing.
And if you don't, I guess you can blame me as well.
Yeah.
You can blame Eric for putting John in charge.
Okay, and speaking, like I said, one last thing for tech is one of our sponsors is a sponsor of tech, and that is PhpStorm, JetBrains PhpStorm. We do appreciate your sponsorship, and John will tell you a little bit more about PhpStorm.
I will at some point. I don't have the ad copy in front of me because you didn't tell me we were doing that.
I literally said, let's get it done in the first 15 minutes of the show. You remember that
35 minutes.
Exactly. We're running a little long. But
that's what are you going to do? JetBrains, the PhpStorm is the IDE for web developers. If you make a living doing writing PHP code or any other code for that matter, they have an IDE for you. Their new interface is amazing. If you haven't used PhpStorm in some length of time and you've had issues with it before, give it another shot. They've basically rebuilt the entire thing. It is now faster, more memory efficient, more performant. They are a huge contributor to the PHP Foundation, and they work closely with internals. So they get to bring the newest features of PHP into the IDE before any others. If you want to have all the latest bells and whistles, highly, highly recommend PHPStorm. Been using them for years, well before they were a sponsor of any of our properties. Listen to me. We have properties.
We have properties. Exactly.
So again, try it. Try PHPStorm, Data Grip if you need a database access application, any of their other IDEs. Give it a go.
And if you're going to tech, swing by their booth as well. Matter of fact, you're going to want to swing by their booth. You're going to almost have to swing by their booth, but you have to come to tech to understand why. I used Data Grip today with John. John and I did a little pair
You taught me
programming.
something new with it. I've never used it the way you used it today. To access a Redis database.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
I saw that. I was like, that's brilliant. I never even thought to try that.
Yeah. So I did some refactoring of some code, and I slapped on a Redis database to the code base. And I was doing my normal thing in the terminal, and I'm not super familiar with all the commands for Redis. There's not a lot of them. The main ones are set and get, so I kind of get those. But I kept fumbling around with a little bit, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I have a Data Grip app. I bet you that has Redis on it, and sure enough, it did. And man, it was helpful, right, John?
It was
Yeah.
very
So
helpful
yeah, Data Grip
with
is
what we were
nice.
trying to do. Because I've only done it through the Redis CLI.
Mhm.
So just going and having to filter and get the keys I want. So when I saw that, I was like, I've got to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many data stores Data Grip doesn't support. I'm sure there are some out there. Like I know it doesn't have Couch, which is another data store I'm big on, but that's not a ACID compliant data store. It's a document store. But yeah, there you go through the list. There's a ton of data stores it will support, including. Did I see Mongo on there? I might have seen Mongo on there. I'm not even positive. Don't quote me on that. I would have to go look. But yeah, there's a lot. So yeah. Thank you, JetBrains. Thank you, PHPStorm.
MongoDB is supported.
Yep.
MongoDB is supported? Wow.
It's a
Yeah.
long list.
Super
Yeah,
long.
we've got Redshift, Derby, Hive, Azure, Cockroach, Couchbase.
Oh yeah. Cockroaches, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
MariaDB, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, Redis, Snowflake.
Yeah.
SQLite.
So you said they didn't have Couch, Eric? I see Couchbase. Well, it's Couchbase Query. I don't know if that's different.
Couchbase and CouchDB are a little different, but
Are they?
Couchbase is actually a fork of CouchDB that they went on to make a commercial product, and I'm not sure how in sync they actually are.
So
all right,
excited about that.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Probably hook up to CouchDB with the DDL data source.
Hey, they support DuckDB, which if you don't read the PHP Architect magazine, you should. We just had a whole article on PHP FFI, and the example code in there was using DuckDB within PHP. So yeah, I meant to have that segue. That was perfect.
That was perfect. So John, let me ask you, since we did some pair programming this week. Oh, by the way, did you see I asked you to review that? Give me a sanity check. Okay.
I will.
I introduced you to a lot of Laravel, but you kind of knew Laravel. But yeah. I kind of introduced you to a lot of the Livewire concepts. Now that you've seen it like firsthand, not that I'm expecting you to have like a final decision on it, but do you see any of the appeal of using Livewire now?
I do. There was some magic happening there, which was driving me crazy.
But a lot of magic.
but as we dug into it, and I started to learn how it was doing it a little bit more, it is appealing, especially with the way you're using it on the site, where it's polling, it does all the JavaScript for you. The the big thing for me was how is it getting the request data, and we figured that part out. So yeah, I definitely get it. Although I like my commits because I didn't understand it.
Oh, you have some classic commits. I do. John was just doing like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like comments on his commits. It was awesome.
I didn't feel like getting it working locally, so I brought the code down. I'm like, I'll make this change and just push it to production. Nope. Making this change to make this work. Nope. Made another change. I don't know what I'm doing. Although that one worked.
So if anybody's curious, the phptech.tv site currently is a Laravel app. It's running on the Tall stack. There's Tailwind, there's Laravel, there's Livewire, Alpine JS, obviously. Yeah, it's the full tall stack. I slipped in my my filament as well. I was happy to have that. So that that little interface.
That was the other thing driving me crazy. More magic.
Filament, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a CMS. It's kind of like a CMS, right? It's like, yeah, it's a shitload of magic, and you kind of have to understand like the conventions, like how you have to address stuff, because it's not even like Laravel magic, even though it's built on top of Laravel. Like the way you build the forms to manage like a model, it's not like how you would think you would do it. It's gotten easier for me, obviously, because I've been doing it for a while. But I do remember my frustrations when I first started. Actually, when I first started, it was with Nova. And it was like, I don't understand what I'm doing. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then it started to make sense. And then Filament actually kind of piggybacked a lot on some of the concepts that Nova. Am I saying it right? Is it Nova? Yeah, Nova's the admin panel for. Yeah, okay. It's been so long since I've used it. It's like crazy. But Filament kind of piggybacked a little bit on some of the concepts. Honestly, from where I sit, Filament has surpassed Nova like by miles. I understand Nova is still the love child of Laravel because it was built by Taylor and it's a paid product and all that. But quite honestly, I haven't used Nova in years, so maybe there is something there that I just don't use. I haven't heard people gush over it as I have heard people gush over the stuff the team at Filament, Darren and those guys are doing over at Filament, and the fact that you can just they have a whole plugin system now that you can just get plugins, and Filament's fantastic. I tell you, I'm looking to use that more and more. I use it everywhere I can. Like typically when you have like the tall stack is what I normally deploy, and my tall stack almost always includes Filament because I just assume, yeah, I'm going to use this at some point. I'd rather have it installed because I just kind of know I'm going to use it.
Can we talk about the tragedy that befell Tailwinds this week?
What did I miss?
Google announced a new product.
Google announced lots of new products. What
they announced a new product called Tailwind.
What?
And it is going to SEO the crap out of Tailwind.
Well, Tailwind is already a hard one to you have to know you have to do a search for Tailwind CSS.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But just a real
AI notebook. Hold up. Wait a minute. We're gonna have to share screen here.
Yeah, not only did they announce a product, they announced a totally shit product that no one wants.
All right, let's maximize that so that let me get that zoomed in. Tailwind, interesting. Okay, anybody remember how to share things here? I got it. No, don't worry about it. I figured it out. No. I understand. I got it. Okay, I think this is it. Boom, boom. Let's make Tailwind big here. Wow, Tailwind. Interesting. Tailwind AI notebook that helps with study and more. What is this?
Yeah.
Is this so the one thing that Tailwind CSS has going for it is the fact that Google released a product called Tailwind, which means they'll kill it in about 6 months.
Yeah.
And everybody will be looking for Tailwind and just assume it's Tailwind CSS at that point.
Yeah, I was surprised to not see an Onion article about Google announcing 10 new projects to be canceled.
So did you see
sure it's
all
coming
the you see all the Google products that got released?
No.
Google released a ton of products. I shared a little bit of it with John. I don't even have it on the show notes. So I'll have to pull up the website. But they're coming out with I'm a Pixel user. I've been a Pixel user for years. They're coming out with a Pixel flip phone.
It's not flip.
I did
It's a
see
fold.
that. The fold. Pixel fold.
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 Okay. Well, I mean, what's the difference between a flip and a fold?
So one, when it's the fold, it's still a full-size phone. Flip to me is where it basically is a half-size phone.
Yeah, it's like a clamshell.
What? But actually, when you unfold it, it's bigger than a full-size phone, isn't it?
Right, that's what I mean.
But when it's folded, it's the same as a regular size phone.
Right. To me, a flip is the old, what do you say, clamshell. You basically fold your phone in half and you can't use it anymore.
Yeah,
Almost
so
like-
Samsung
almost
did
like
release
protected.
a flip, like a bending screen OLED flip phone.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, see it today. I learned. So they have I'm not interested in a flip phone or a fold phone. I might be at some point, but honestly,
$1,800.
this is not something that interests me currently. But it is interesting that everybody seems to be doing this. Now, the thing I am a little interested in, and I may have to purchase, is they finally released a Pixel tablet. So it's a Pixel. Is that what it's called? Pixel tablet? I think that's what it's called. A tablet. A new Pixel tablet. Now, I am interested in this because I'm pretty vested in my Google products, for better or for worse. I have my assistant over here, and I've been thinking for a while to get like the I think it's called the Google Max, which is like the assistant, the big screen assistant. But I'm like, that's not really what I want. What I wanted was what I have back here with the iPad. So this iPad right here, I can have it on this base, which it's being charged on the base. It's this keyboard system that it has, and it has a plug into the keyboard that charges it. And then I just pop it off, and then I have my tablet. And then when I'm done, I come back over and I click it back on. I click it back on, and it's there. So I'm like, that's what I want. And Android tablets have just been notoriously horrible. I gave up on Android tablets years ago. That's why I have an iPad, because I see the benefit of having a tablet, but the only people doing it right today is Apple. So I was very excited.
The Android tablets had no lowest end spec. That's the problem, is like you could make a terrible Android tablet and Google wouldn't care. Whereas Apple is like only the high end stuff. So if you spent Apple money,
only Apple
right.
made the
So if you spent Apple money on an Android tablet, you got a pretty good device. But if you tried to save $100, that's when you started getting really shitty devices.
Right. So this looks like kind of a blend between the Google Max and an iPad, where it's a tablet. It's a Pixel tablet that has this wireless charge base station that you can clamp it onto. And I'm curious. I'm not going to get too googie over it. I would like to see one before I purchase one, but I wouldn't mind seeing. And the other thing that Google hasn't done that Apple does really well is that synergy between its products, right? So many people I talk to love that synergy, and now that they have a watch, which I heard the watch is pretty bad. I was first in line online to get the watch the moment it was released, and then I started reading some of the reviews. I'm like, oh nope, that's all right, not getting it. But the Pixel has a watch now. They have a tablet. I'm really hoping to see that synergy that you see with some of the other devices on the Apple side of the fence. It would be nice.
That's what I was hoping for with the Pixel 6. Like, I was a big Pixel user prior, had too many problems with the Pixel 6, kept waiting for the Pixel Watch, and it never came out. So I jumped ship and went to Apple. And like you said, that synergy is nice when it's there.
Yeah, you're dead to me.
Tom, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
What?
You're good.
I have some interesting news that you'll like to hear. I've started the approval process internally to start using our good friends Honey Badger.
Really?
Hey, Honey Badger. Honey Badger has been just okay. Honey Badger, sponsor of the show. We're going to get into the little commercial. We have the little commercial for them. Let's do that first. Let's do the commercial first. Then we'll talk about things because
we'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsors. Classic Tom. Did look infected, however. You probably should have somebody look at it. Oh, hi! If you know me, you know I'm somebody who literally wears a lot of hats. I'm a podcaster, a publisher, and a coder. What I'm not is somebody who has a lot of time worrying if their site is giving their users problems. That's why I use Honey Badger. Now let's be honest, Honey Badger is a sponsor of the podcast, but that's not why I feel good talking about them. I've been using Honey Badger for years and couldn't be happier. Honey Badger has a suite of monitoring tools specialized for developers. It's the only system that combines monitoring, uptime, and cron heartbeat monitoring into a clean, fast interface. Honey Badger offers a generous, free tier, and with just 2 lines of code in about 5 minutes, you can start monitoring your application. Personally or professionally, it works for everybody. Honey Badger can help you identify and fix problems sometimes before the user even knows there's an issue with your site. And at no cost to sign up, it's literally free for peace of mind. So go over to honeybadger.io and sign up for a free account today. What's going to hurt? If somebody asks you, tell them the Ugly Squad sent you. Now I got to get back to podcasting. I got these co-hosts I need to talk to. And they are co-hosts. I don't care what anybody says. I'm the host because I'm cooler than all of them. Thank you, Honey Badger. Guys, don't be rude. Thank Honey Badger. Ugh.
Thank you, Honey
Thank
Badger.
you, Honey Badger. See, Eric, I don't think
Honey-
you have to say thank you, Honey Badger, at the end of that one. I think it's me and John who have to say it.
It's true. I did it already. Yeah, so Honey Badger is hooked into the phptech.tv site, and it has done just that. It has notified me of issues with code deployments before anybody else recognized there was an issue. Now, I'm not saying I haven't gotten a little help from people on Discord. Been several people who've helped me out find little problems here and there, but yeah, Honey Badger has been great at catching things and giving me an opportunity to get in there and fix it before somebody realizes something is really wrong.
So Tom, good.
I also coded the site, so hardly anything ever goes wrong. It's butter. It runs like butter.
And so your environment variables are all wrong, and then things kind of go sideways.
Thank you, John. I wanted to make sure we brought that up. I need somebody to give me a sanity check in Discord. As we said,
just tell him he did it wrong, and you're good to go.
If you want to be part of the live show, this is your opportunity. Discord. And then if anybody listening to this afterwards and wants to DM me or message me on Twitter, that would be great. But Discord, tell me I'm not crazy, or maybe I am crazy. We're using Envoyer to manage deployments of PHP Tech.
I'm going to get back to that.
And we're going to get back to what? Envoyer?
No, the blonde JT.
Oh, okay. So if you're not familiar, Envoyer is another product brought to you by the Laravel team that just does deployments for you. And one of the things it does is it lets you manage your .env file on the server without having to log into the server. So you just bring it up, you're challenged with like a password and you put it in and you see it. And we had some things happen, and I happened to be on the server at the time. I'm like, well, let me just change this since I'm here. And I changed it on the server. Now, understanding how Envoyer works is important. Um, it does your storage folder and your .env file. It actually brings it up a level, because what it does is it allows you to do it allows you to keep deployments. So when you do a deployment, it'll deploy to a brand new folder. So you don't have any CRUD from a previous deployment. Everything is a fresh deployment. It has a bunch of jobs that'll run through, and as long as everything gets through without an error, it will cut over. And the way it cuts over is it creates a symlink from this folder called current to the latest deployment. And the current folder is what's configured like in your web server and all that. But when it does, one of the things it does is then symlinks back to your .env file in your storage folder. Now, I say all this because I want you to understand that your .env file does not change between deployment. It's the same .env file after every deployment. At least, as far as I know, it's still that way, because it's still a symlink. So why would it not still be like that?
Because in my opinion, on deployment, it takes whatever env file you have in Envoyer and brings it down and puts it in place. So this is your
but it's the same place. It's the same file. It's the same location. There's no reason for it to do that.
But
okay, so let me explain to you the problem, and then you and I can tell you why you're wrong, John.
Good luck.
So I was on the server. I'm like, oh, let me just change this one thing. I changed it. And the next time we did a deployment, things went wonky. Like, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell just happened? And we track it down to the .env file was completely out of sync. Like, it had a bunch of stuff that was in there that we needed in there, but then it was missing a couple key components. And one of the key components that was missing was this new component that I had put in. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, nothing's changed. Like, we haven't changed. We haven't gone in there and changed anything else. We just did a deployment.
This is like the easiest problem.
So my understanding of it is it worked like Forge. So if you have Forge, you can kind of do the same thing in Forge. And maybe I don't know how Forge works either, but I thought that Envoyer, when you requested your .env file, it would pull it from the server and then allow you to modify it and save it back. That clearly isn't the case. And I think one thing that kind of alerted me to that was the fact that you can have multiple servers attached to a deployment. So you can have your .env file right to like certain servers, not other servers or all servers or whatever. But I could have sworn that I used to be able to edit the .env file on the server as well as in Envoyer. And I want to be able to do that. And is there a way to actually do that? Because clearly that doesn't work out of the box today.
I don't think it would or should. Your deployment shouldn't be happening on the server. When you change the files on there, it's a temporary change, and on a deployment, it's going to put the stuff back from your deployment system.
And many deployment schemas don't even use the same server. Like, a lot of AWS stuff spins up a new AWS instance and then swaps the servers.
But that's not how Envoyer works. Envoyer, you have to define your servers. So here's the thing, John. And this is the one caveat that still kind of confuses me. Is what if on each one of those servers the credentials, like the URL or how I get to the database, is different? So they need to be.
there's your env, which is shared amongst all the servers, and then there's your server, your individual server environment, which you define in Envoyer. So you can override.
You're way off base there, Tom. What are you talking about?
This is how it worked with Deploy HQ that I used. Is that
Oh,
each
that's
server?
That's Deploy HQ. That's not Envoyer.
No, but I'm saying like it seemed like this was a pretty standardized way of doing things. Was that your env was your global stuff, and your environment was your specific to a server stuff.
Right. So that's my point. Right? Is my John?
But your environment's not in your env file.
What do the initials env mean to you? Because I mean, to me, it means environment. It's your .environment file, but
Right.
I could be wrong. But John, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you don't manage your .env file, and like traditionally, your .env file, your production env file should only be on your production server. Like that's how you keep. That's one of the ways you keep it secure.
Mhm.
So the
Right.
fact that it's somewhere else is like, okay, wait a minute. You're saying, potentially the people at Laravel have access to all my .env files? It's like, wait, what?
I mean, you put the env values into Envoyer, right?
And you know that PHP
So-
isn't reading the env file, right?
Would you stop asking stupid questions, John? Yes, I know that, Tom. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Wait, what? Yes, it is.
No, it's not. The env file populates Linux environment variables.
No, it doesn't.
It does. If your web server, the user your web server is running under, has all of those env values as environmental values.
That's the way it should be
No,
done. But,
no, you're
but with a
wrong,
.env file, it's read by PHP.
Why do you think there's a package for .env files, right?
Right.
I mean, isn't that
Right,
what
because
it
that's
does?
that's what that package does. Is it reads the env file, populates it under the current user for the web server, and then everything is read out of the environment.
But that's temporary.
It's temporary, but that's how it works. You can set,
but it's still reading it. So
Right.
it reads it in and puts it into the environment that you are then reading out.
right,
So
but
the way it
you
should
can
work-
set. No, so in your
let me ask you a
deployment
question.
script,
Hold on, before you go too far down this rabbit hole, Tom. If your theory is correct, how do servers that host multiple sites manage their env variables?
it's for the instance of the PHP FPM that's running.
Well, not if it's well, but you can only have one instance of PHP FPM for multiple sites. Like each one doesn't necessarily have to have its own instance of PHP.
Hang on, I got it. Oh, he already spoiled it. I was about to say circumference.
What is circumference?
So what I'm
in
saying
Discord.
is, if you use the env method, you can pull server environment values
Right.
with it, and that's how I've always used per server settings. Is that the env goes out, and PHP does its thing, reading from the file and populating the environment variables. But then the deployment script also sets environment values on the server.
Only one way to put this to rest. ChatGPT, does PHP read the
ChatGPT.
actual .env file?
Yes, it does.
It reads it when
Tom-
it boots.
Right, but that's not PHP FPM, the PHP instance that you're on.
Right.
So it does. It's not going to. What?
John.
What?
Oh, John, stop talking. Wait a second. Let me read the whole thing. No, PHP does not directly read the actual .env file. The .env file is typically used by frameworks like Laravel to load environmental variables into the
Yeah.
application. Well, yeah. Okay. So, okay.
You're not.
Yeah,
you don't
it's-
have to do it manually. It's.
I'm saying
Right,
I'm
right,
saying
right.
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm saying that the env method does not read from the env file. The env
PHP
method.
Right. PHP reads in the env and then appends or overwrites what's on the system env.
Right.
So you take your system env along with the .env file, and you have your environment. Traditionally, you don't have shared hosting, so it becomes less of an issue. Your deployment shouldn't even write a .env file. Your deployment should set the environment variables on the server and be done. That's what should be done. But if you have a .env file, PHP is reading it and appending to your environment.
Right.
We're going down a rabbit hole here.
No, we started going down a rabbit hole when you pulled up ChatGPT.
Your env is
that's
stored.
where we started going down.
Uh-huh.
You stored the env with the server on Envoyer. So on a deployment, it's going to write that env file for you.
I don't think it does it on a deployment.
Well, we will have to agree to disagree.
No, we just have to agree that you're wrong. But it does apparently write it when you pull it up and then save it. It definitely does seem to write it. And I never questioned that. Obviously, I knew that's what it was doing. I've used that. But I thought that if I modified the .env file on the server itself, somehow that was bubbling back into Envoyer. And the way I assumed that was happening.
That'd be a massive security problem.
The contents of your environment will be placed in a .env file within your server's project path. You may also use .env library in your project to load the files. Of course, if you're using Laravel, your application already supports loading the environment variable, or the environment file.
But imagine if someone compromised your server and was able to change your deployment pipeline by just compromising your server.
Your deployment pipeline isn't on your server. The only thing,
right? But you're saying if it bubbled up, if you change the env file on your server, and doing so modified your deployment pipeline.
It doesn't deploy. It doesn't modify the deployment pipeline.
But that's what you're saying you want. But that's what you're saying you want. You want to get on the server, change the env file, and have it update in Envoyer. So on the next deployment, you have the right one.
It doesn't do anything on a deployment. It doesn't do anything on a deployment.
Watch
I could be wrong here. I'm making a hard
stand. Hi.
You are wrong.
Eric. Then you click the button. Okay, the button says update on server. So when you save the file in Envoyer,
it updates on right. But when you do a deployment, and you can look at the steps that it's doing in the deployment, John, as well. Those are there.
So the issue isn't necessarily on deployment, like you said. Okay, I concede it doesn't happen on deployment, but you updated the env file on the server, not in Envoyer. So the next time somebody went to Envoyer and hit update environment, all the old crap went with whatever change was made.
Right. That's apparently what's happening. What I'm saying is what I thought was how I thought it worked is that when you when you type in that password, say, hey, give me my environmental variables, you type in that password, I assumed that it would pull a checksum of what's on the server, see what it has, and says, okay, these checksums match up, it's fine, or see that they don't match up and say, all right, let me pull what's on the server because clearly that's been updated.
Right. And
but if you did that, that's a security problem.
It's not a security problem.
Because then if you compromise the server.
If you're on my server and you can change my .env file, that's the security problem. The fact that it then gets stored somewhere else is not a security problem.
It is if you can fix your issues with a redeployment. If you could say, hey, I want to redeploy my site to undo whatever it happened.
Yeah, because there's no version.
But a redeployment will not update your .env file.
Well, that's
you
an
still have to
issue.
go into Envoyer. You still have to go into Envoyer and save your .env file again. At which case you would see, hey, this isn't right.
Every deployment should recreate the env.
We're going round and round in circles here.
I just
move on.
Okay. I'm sure one of us will be corrected 1,000,000 times over the next week at Tech, and I'm looking forward to people letting me know that I'm right as far as the .env file does not get pushed on each deployment, which I'm
okay. So we should be arguing about something that somebody's already speaking about at Tech.
What's that?
Just to lead the listeners on. Who is it? Who's right? Who's wrong? We don't know. If you want to find out, come to PHP Tech.
Nuno will be there. We'll ask Nuno. Maybe he knows.
Nuno will be there. Nuno will know.
That's going to be awesome.
And so will JMac, and so will everybody else. So I'm conceding that the idea that it will bubble up from the server does not happen. Let's be clear on that. I am conceding that. I thought it did. I thought I remembered that's how it used to work, but I am 100% conceding that's not how it works today. I saw that firsthand. What we're disagreeing on is whether or not the .env file gets deployed on every deploy.
No, I conceded that.
Well, Tom hasn't, so that's
no, it does. It gets deployed on every deploy.
Nope. So you, me, Nuno. Next week, this time, what time is it? It's this time next week, Chicago. You, me, Nuno. We will put this to rest. It does not get deployed in every deployment.
Right. And I'll have an unconference talk about it when we figure it out.
Talk about why that's wrong and it shouldn't be that way.
Why the way it's being done is incorrect. I had simply based it off of logic.
And this is yet another reason why you don't like Laravel and you don't use Laravel anymore.
So Envoy is a 1-to-1, right?
No, it's not. And that's one of the things why I'm conceding that I'm wrong is you can actually hook up multiple servers to a deployment. So imagine you have like a load balanced environment. Right. We have 4 web servers. So you get the same deployment happen on all the machines.
That's why when you change the environment in Envoy, your only option is save on servers. Like you click the button and it saves it to the servers. Supposedly they encrypt the environment so they have no access to the data outside of that moment.
Assume. Yeah, I assume.
So
what
you put in a password which supposedly decrypts it from what they have, shows it to you, you make your changes, hit save to servers, it deploys it, re-encrypts it, and then puts it to rest.
Right. Now, what I'm not clear on, now with all that said, and I don't have an answer for this, is what you just said, John, is 100% right. You pull up the .env file, and then if you had multiple servers, there would be multiple boxes you would have to check to save it. And if the server is connected to that deployment and that .env file is for that deployment, why do you have to do that? Like, why doesn't it just automatically say, okay, I'm deploying this to all the servers, or I'm not deploying it to any server? Like that, I can see the other side of that where you can say, I don't want you managing my .env file. Don't deploy don't deploy a .env file. I will manage env files myself through another system. I can see that, like all or nothing. But you have the ability to check the servers you want it to deploy to, and I don't understand the concept behind that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Good question. Don't have an answer.
Thank you. What's happening?
I want to go back to pair programming. It was talked about.
Well, we haven't
in the context
sponsor to talk about, don't we? Oh no, we did both our sponsors.
We have Patreons on Patreon to talk about.
Buttery, I think, brought up pair programming. Granted, in Discord, it was in the context of talking about D&D and is it a RPG? But Eric and I have done a lot of pair programming this week and last week, and it's been fun. We've worked on the phptech.tv site. What was it? Actually, I guess it's all been that. Working with Stripe and databases, and it's just been fun going back and forth and talking about the code as it's happening.
Yeah, and what's been interesting, I don't know how I feel about it, but I guess it's really how pair programming is supposed to be, where one person's driving and then one person's kind of like helping out and whatnot. But like I keep telling John, it's like, hey, let's do the code with me. Let's do the code with me. And John's like, nah, I don't really want to touch your code. he's like, just do a Zoom. Just do a Zoom.
Well, so I can't say the
name on any of these commits.
the thing I really like about Code with Me is that I don't have to use your insane line numbering format.
All right,
I can use my own line numbering for this. Is you got music going on here?
added music to this one. Let's, we need to make ourselves smaller. Oh, there we go. This is probably better. There, we can see all the names.
Paul
thank
K
you to
still with us. I'm glad to hear that.
all of our supporters on Patreon. They just joined last week, so they're at very least they're good for a month. Like they have to, they pay for a month at a time.
Well, I'm glad to see that they didn't see that they were listed last week and demand to be removed.
Okay, let me know. How do you guys feel about the music? You guys like the music? You guys?
I like it. It's low. It's low enough.
Chill. Yeah, it's chill. Nice.
All right, cool. So yeah, thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you for the first time at Tech. No, I think I haven't met everybody. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Tech next week and putting some faces to names. That's all I'm saying about that.
Now, I know that no one who works at Slack is actually listening to this, but if I could get an integration that allowed me to start a pair programming session instead of a huddle through PHPStorm, that would be the best. That would be the best.
Yeah. All right.
So you need to write a JetBrains plugin that has a Slack integration.
Yes.
All right, I gotta look that up because I bet you there's something out there. I don't know about JetBrains. Pair programming with Slack. Let's see. There's something out there.
Oscar, we love you. You're the best.
Is Oscar giving me a hard time?
No,
No, I guess not.
he's pimping PHP Arch.
Oh, I gotta love PHP Arch. Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still listening to us. You know, Oscar, you don't have to listen to the podcast. All sales are final.
It's like it's late.
He's our most productive unpaid employee.
Oh my God. It's embarrassing how much work he still does on the magazine and for less money now because he does get paid. It's crazy. Like every time John and I think we're like getting our feet under us with the editorial job and things we're supposed to do, Oscar zooms in and is like, nope, you did this wrong. This isn't right. This is wrong. This is every month. And I'm not even exaggerating. We appreciate it so much. It's like I almost don't want to release the print edition until we've heard back from Oscar. It's like, all right, John, just give it another day. Let's see if you hear anything from Oscar yet.
Now, to be fair, the list has gotten a little smaller from the early days.
Yeah, to be fair, it has.
It's not like we're putting the entire job off. Like, we'll half-ass it and let them do it.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's not even like we're not trying to do a good job at it. We're just not good at it yet. And I'm sure it's just like a learning curve. But yeah,
and I won't say it. We need articles. If you want to write for PHP Architect, let us know.
Yes, now is a great time to write. There's, if you didn't get accepted to speak at a local conference or like some big PHP conference you're hoping to be able to speak at, we feel your pain, but we'll definitely publish your material if you write for us. We definitely
pay you for it.
Some feature. Yes, we pay.
Maybe I'll start doing a comic. Do you have a comic?
We
sometimes
do sometimes, but I would definitely be happy to do something from a local person from the PHP community. We reached out to somebody and said, hey, can we use your comic in our magazine? And he's like, I'm not really a PHP developer. I'm like, you got enough funny stuff that, anybody can.
We'll even give him a plug. Turnoff.us.
I'm glad you remembered because I couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, Turnoff. That's it. He's a funny guy. He's full-time tech geek. He doesn't make a living off his cartoons. He even said that. He's like, I don't He's like, I don't get any money from this. You're more than welcome to use it. So, and I like it. I think he's hysterical. So we throw those in the magazine every now and then, especially we're looking to fill like a little space somewhere. Yeah, but yeah, if you come up with something, and that goes for anybody. If you don't want to write an article, if you have another idea, ping John and I, and if we see, we think people in the community will like it, we will probably do something with it.
We have a new column coming out in probably the June or July issue.
Yeah, we have the first.
I don't want to announce it until we actually have content from them, but we have commitments to content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Oscar said he's been having trouble sleeping ever since turning over operations to us, John. He just keeps him up.
It's like they're driving it into the ground again. Damn it!
He's like, they're going to ruin PHP.
But listening to us talk puts him right to sleep.
That's why he tunes in. Got to find a way to get to sleep.
Thursdays are the only respite he has.
Okay, we're running long. Anything?
That was way too Envoyer heavy.
It was Envoy heavy. It was Storm heavy. It was tech heavy. The good news about that is after this week, you'll only hear us talk about tech a little bit, but none next week, unless, of course, Tom actually podcasts from tech. Then you'll probably hear something about it. So yeah, we'll keep talking about tech for a while. Sorry, it's the reality of things.
We'll continue talking about what happened, how it went.
I'm excited.
The
list of things that John and I have like put together of, okay, next year we do this, because we kind of came up like there are certain things that happen last minute, and it's like, oh, we probably don't have time to do it, and it didn't add value to the conference. It's just like would have been like fun things for people. We even had some sponsors like try to slip in the last minute. It's like, listen, all the signs are printed. We'd love to take your money. We'll create a little pamphlet flyer to put in the bags, but like the signs and stuff are kind of already created. So yeah. So we're looking forward to next year, maybe getting a few more. And I do want to say, I'll say this at Tech, but I'm going to say this to the people listening to PHP Ugly. Our sponsors this year, you should appreciate what they're doing. They are sponsoring a conference that they know going into the conference, they don't have numbers for the last couple of years. That's a big thing for sponsors. Like, okay, what are your numbers? How many people did you have show up? What did they do? Blah, blah, blah. Well, we still got to ask that question, but they realize, oh yeah, we're giving you numbers from 2019. So these are the sponsors that said, okay, look, we understand you guys haven't put on a conference in the last 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. And we understand that maybe as a whole, people aren't 100% comfortable for doing these things yet, but we do think PHP is an important community. We think PHP developers are important people. So if you're putting on a conference, we're going to be there for you. That's who we have this year. So make sure if you have a need for PHP Storm, Platform SH, InfoBip, Phone Burner. Those are all the tiered ones, right? Those are the tiered ones. Did I miss somebody? I got them all. If you have any need for any of those services, you remember that they're the ones that stepped up and were here for us when we returned. So that's I will be always grateful to those sponsors. Okay.
Tom?
Huh?
I thought you were about to say something. You made a noise. I thought you wanted to talk. So
nah, it's just a standard grunt.
Oh.
4 days, 7 hours, 41 minutes, and we're at Tech. We have Keynote kicking off. in 4 hours, 4 days, 7 hours, 40 minutes, and 55 seconds.
So is that
And-
that countdown is to the keynote?
Yeah. That is to
Jeez.
the keynote.
We go
All
on
right.
stage 15 minutes before the keynote, so subtract 15 minutes from that.
Nah, nobody's going to be interested in that. All right. I got a little bit of a different outro. I got a little bit of a different outro for PHP Tech. It's still Harry Mack. Nobody panic. I know what side my butter is breaded on. I will. Nobody got that? Okay. So Harry Mack is still there, but yeah, I just changed the graphics a little bit. All right, that is going to be it for episode 300 and I forget 35.
35.
Maybe? Wow, man, 335. What is wrong with us? We've got to stop this. All right, that's it. I'm Eric.
I'm John.
I'm Tom.
Keep
Keep
it
it ugly.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know, Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it, my words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it, you know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly, we ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all, peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing
Yeah. So I'm gonna backtrack
PHP
a little
ugly
bit.
hall. I like it.
Yeah. So this is what I had running when I was testing my code earlier today. I just had this running on a continuous loop in PHP ugly hall because I wanted to make sure it started when it was supposed to, and it worked.
Can you? Is that volume set or can you adjust it? Like right now.
I mean,
to
I
lower it?
adjusted it here.
Oh, there.
Yeah. But I'm going to actually kill. So if you happen to be watching on phptech.tv and you don't watch the PHP Ugly on a normal rotation, if you want to catch us on YouTube, first off, that's the best place to watch us live. But second off, now is the time we have an after show, and a lot gets exchanged here. But you're not going to catch it because I'm turning you off because we're paying extra for you. So, bye. Okay.
I think you just called us cheap bastards.
I did, and I'm okay with that. I'm not sure what your point is exactly. All right, we can kill this.
So
let's
in
pull Discord.
Eric's testing, he had a stream going of just his clock to all 4 streams.
You should have brought that
And
up.
I forgot. So he was streaming just the clock on 4 streams, messaged me on Slack about it. He wanted to test something, but I was gone. So he just left it running. And I come back and I sit down. I'm like, wait, is this a live stream? And I'm like, are you planning on leaving this on until tech? And then I calculated out what it was going to cost us. And I'm like, no. He goes, no. I was just testing something.
I I get this frantic message from John. $14,000. That's what this is costing us. I'm like, what? What are you talking? I just been running for like 15 minutes. God damn.
How are you hosting it?
It was not 14,000, but
Oh my God, John.
I can't say they're not sponsoring tech, so I can't give them a free plug.
And we did too much manual labor for this one to give them a free plug. I'm sorry. All right, so I want to fact check a few things. Earlier, Ramsey said this, and does that math check out? Could somebody's kid have started high school and graduated since the last tech?
When was the last tech?
2019.
That's
Yeah.
only 4 years. Started and graduated high school. 4
Yeah.
years.
But they would be
Since the last tech,
yeah.
Yeah, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, 4 years.
I know, but school doesn't end until after tech, so they wouldn't have finished their freshman year.
Not
until
for
after.
everybody.
And then the Oscar had something on here too. What did the Oscar post? I'm like, we got to go back to that. Good thing. I thought I saw something from Oscar. I guess not.
There's been lots from Oscar in here. What are you talking about?
Nothing, relevant or good. I was just kidding, Oscar. I love you. I love you. Maybe it was before Ramsey's message, actually. Yes, Discord, you are a huge part. Yes, you should work on your next puzzle column, Oscar.
Although you could do a puzzle column off of Tim's projects for game night.
Okay.
Just saying.
Don't give away too much, John.
I'm not. I'm letting Tim deal with that.
We should make Oscar the thumbnail of him just sleeping in bed, sleeping comfortably in bed, because I don't know. I thought I saw something else I wanted to circle back on, and now I don't know where it is.
Oh, I gotta clock out. I'm exhausted.
That's what it was. Somebody said Tom
Yes,
looks so
Ramsey.
tired. I'm like, how are you looking to it was Kaylin. How are you tired? This is earlier for you.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, it's usually an hour later, right? You're an hour ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's usually an hour later, but the schedule here has just been boom, 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 boom. They really schedule everything from like 9 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m.
Oh no. What is this?
And like, there's been open bars the last 3 days.
That's disappointing, Oscar. Oscar, if you're in Discord, check out the link Oscar posted. They were big in the PHP.
I don't even know what Pantheon is.
WordPress. Well, I don't know if they still
Oh.
are. They're WordPress hosting or WordPress specialty people. So, yeah. Titles. I guess we got good titles out there. I'm hoping.
Oh yes. And John, you didn't see it, but I got new shoes
From BetterHelp?
from work.
Oh, let me stop sharing so we can all appreciate this. Hold on. Don't do it yet. Put you up here. All right, now do it. You better wear those to tech. That's all I have to say.
Not a chance.
Oh, you have better wear those to tech. What do you mean?
Oh.
Yes.
They're too big to pack.
What?
I only do one carry-on, and there's going to be all sorts of stuff I have
That's
to bring
ironic
back
because
from
you carry so much baggage with you on your everyday life. Am I right?
Damn it, Oscar! Why'd you have to tell me that?
Yeah, I know that was a bummer. Oh, are we talking about something else?
We're Word
Oh, yeah,
Discord.
okay.
The Crocs are my swag. I also got a jacket, a pair of joggers.
He doesn't want us to
and-
sleep at night, John. That's the problem.
I brought them to give away.
I'm sorry. What was that, Tom?
I got a jacket, a pair of joggers. I will be bringing the jacket with me. It is. I'll be repping the BetterHelp.
You and all the other employees that will be there.
Well, so I talked to one of my bosses about it, and because it's basically the week after this week, in which the whole development team is not working at all, he didn't want to like stack up 2 weeks of 0 developers on staff.
Well, why the hell did they set up their thing this week then? That was stupid of them.
Yeah, well, I said that, and then he said, "Get out of my office, you're fired."
Are the Crocs swag? No, Ramsey, not while I'm in charge of PHP Architect. They will not be.
Ramsey, I am at a corporate retreat in Monterey.
Mm-hmm. My wife used to be in, I don't know why you're still big head there, Tom. My wife used to be in the glasses industry, orthopedics, I guess is what it's called. And we went to a
Nope, that's feet.
Oh yeah, that's what I say. What I say, orthopedics? No, that's the feet. Optometry. Sorry. But we went to a conference for orthopedics, which really made it weird. No, we went to we were the only
people who could see straight, but we were walking real funny.
we went to a conference that it was mainly like glasses people, right? I mean that's what like 90% of the vendors were. Oh my god, they have money, and like one vendor gave my wife and I, both of us, like 2 full sweat pants and sweater outfits, like pants and shirts that match, like full outfits. And I'm like, why are they giving us this? And she was like, yeah, no, I guess this is what they do. We got so much crap, and it ruined me for conferences the rest of my life, because that was like the first conference I had gone to. And then I go to like, a tech conference. I'm like, what is this?
Not PHP tech.
No, of course not. I go to a tech conference. It's like, what is this? A little spinner? What the hell? What am I supposed to do with this?
Tracksuit.
Thank you.
Fidget spinner is cooler than what you're going to get next week. I'm just telling you.
You're out of your mind. We have great swag.
I have to say that like a full outfit at a conference is one thing, but like at a sort of a corporate retreat level, you end up looking like a Heaven's Gate type thing. And it was clear to all of the older people not to do this. Like, don't wear the swag that we got on the next outing we all go to. But the younger people who don't know what Heaven's Gate is were like, nah, it's great. I love it. This is comfy and everything. I'm like, I'm not wearing the shoes. Not wearing the shoes. Not
around the
not
table,
doing that.
Discord, feel free to participate in this at a conference or a corporate retreat. Conference or corporate retreat. What is the coolest thing you had gotten? John, let's start with you.
My elephant.
A couple.
Oh, I can't remember. There was something cool I got, and I can't remember what it was.
All right, what about you, Tom? What did you have? Stickers? Stickers? What?
Aside from Wave, where you guys just gave me stuff because we hadn't seen each other in a year or two.
Well, what did we give out in Wave? We just gave out T-shirts, right?
No, you had the custom like backpack swag pack.
Well, yeah, that's just a bag. Yeah.
and T-shirts and copies of the magazine and stuff like that.
Mm.
Oh, socks. Did you guys do socks?
No, we didn't do
Yeah.
socks. That's Laravel. You got that Laravel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Eric's is on
the
display
coolest thing
behind
I
him.
got. The coolest thing I got was a story about fleeing from Taylor Otwell. That's held the most value over time. Is
So
that
for
time that the time we were talking and Taylor walked up and said hi, and I literally just ran away.
Raspberry Pi modules, that's pretty cool. Promoted? Question mark. Oh, Rubber Duck, that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing I got from a meetup was a job with
yeah,
uh
that's great. Jose.
yeah, with Jose.
Yeah.
Hey, is he coming? Is he coming to the conference?
Mm-mm.
Did you reach out?
No. I did, yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So what was yours? The skateboard?
Oh, I forgot about the skateboard. No, actually, that's not the coolest. That was actually, that was a speaker gift, so that wasn't like a swag. Okay, fun question. What does swag stand for?
I didn't know. It stood for
Soccer
something.
wives and girlfriends.
No, it might. I don't know. I've heard two variations of it. I've heard stuff we all get, swag, and I've also heard sealed with a gift. Sealed with a gift is the other one. But so the coolest things, and I didn't mean to flex here. So first off, before I do that flex, if you're going to tech, don't get too used to your swag stuff this year because we really went overboard. I feel like, and
I know you're making it sound like it's a lot.
I'm going to be reining back our
It's
swag
not.
budget next year for sure.
I don't know what he's talking about. The swag isn't.
What
Well,
are you
usually-
talking about?
Usually
you're
the
talking
swag
about.
is usually the swag is like 30% conference
Hold on.
swag and 70%
Hold on, Tom.
sponsor swag.
I want you.
You're making it sound like it's
we're
above
not
and
going to talk.
beyond.
We're not going to say what the swag is, and I'm not even going to put a price on it.
It's
But
an
I want
Apple
you to-
Watch.
I want you to
Everyone gets an Apple Watch.
calculate the price of the swag that we're putting in the bag, and then tell me it's not a lot. Okay, while you do that, I'm going to flex a little bit because I've been very fortunate in some things. So I worked for a pretty big company at one point, which makes all the difference in the world. Okay, I'm people like to do good things for big companies, but at a corporate retreat, everybody at that corporate retreat, did we get Crocs? No. But we did all get, before it was released to the public, the newest digital SLR camera for that company, which ended up being a major SLR camera that everybody wanted. That was probably the coolest thing. That was like the time I felt most appreciated as an employee. It's like, wow, like they do care about us. Look at this. That was very cool. The coolest thing I ever got at a conference, and again, this is a flex. Same big company sent me to a very big conference who were infamous for their gifts, and I got sent to Google I/O. In the year
I know the one
I
you
went,
check under
I'm
your
not
seats.
sure- I'm not sure if this all happened the same year or if one thing was 2 years. 1 year for sure, I got the first version of the Android phone from I think Nexus or something, or not the first one, but the first cool one. Like I think a couple of versions had come out, and then like the first like really commercial one, the commercial successful one came out. We got those. We got the Samsung tablet. We were just talking about how crappy the Android tablets are. Like I said, I've been using them since the genesis of the tablet for Android. We got the Samsung tablet. And then I think that same year, or it might have been the next year, we got the first iteration of the Chromebook. And freaking Google, I can't get my head around how much money they spent on that swag, because like there's probably thousands of people at a Google I/O conference.
Well, yeah, there was a
And
Google I/O where they gave out they announced Google Cardboard, and it included a phone so that you could use
did it? Oh,
Yeah.
holy crap.
And then there was a Facebook where they gave everyone an Oculus.
Yeah, I did hear about that one. Yeah. So there was a time where like conferences, I forgot what I got at the IBM one. IBM was crazy. I think the
But see,
one that's
those are corporate announcements. Those aren't
right,
even really
I was about to
conference.
say, I think the one that's most special to me and why it's still behind me is the skateboard. This was at a Scale conference where I was on a panel of speakers, and I was literally on a panel of like 4 people who sat in a room for an hour. Like, people asked us questions, and they gave us all skateboards. I'm like, wait, what? Like, we're not even like a full speaker. Like, we're not even giving a presentation. It's like, why the hell are you doing this?
Because they're learning from you.
Yes, it was. It was a small discussion about the relevance of hip injuries on your work life, and then they gave everyone skateboards. Tracked us for 12 months.
Mine still has the plastic on it. I haven't even taken it out of this plastic. It's still, that's why it's shines.
That is shameful for a number of reasons.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Scale. It was LinuxCon. I lied to you. It was LinuxCon. I thought it was Scale. And the only reason I went was because it was in San Diego. I was literally in San Diego. Somebody called me up like, "Hey, Eric, man, you feel like going to LinuxCon? I need you to sit on a panel." I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why are you talking to me on an elephant?"
See, Ramsey's here in the Discord just bragging about all the things he gets that he never opens.
I noticed none of the PHP Architect people have stepped up on their corporate retreats / holiday parties and some of the cool stuff we bought in the past. Not happening anymore, but it used to.
That's a good point. Where is everyone? Kalen spoke up earlier.
Oh, we didn't even talk about. Are we gonna let people know what the speaker gift was after the conference?
I'm fine with that.
I won't count that as swag because that's not swag necessarily. It's not something everybody gets, but.
So I don't think you don't always get a speaker's gift.
I don't think so. Well, like I said, I learned that half the time speakers have to pay to get into the conference.
So maybe we can send those back.
They're kind of customized. I'm not sure anybody will take them. It's a very niche market for resale value there, John.
So Eric, I told you that your wife messaged me on Facebook.
You did.
She was asking for my shirt size.
Your shirt size?
Never asked me.
Yeah. Well, because you're a medium.
Oh, not.
Really? You're not a medium?
I think Shutter.
Well,
like my elephant phone idea?
Large.
That's the new flip phone.
Well, for a second I forgot who I was talking to. So she was like, "Yeah, like what size shirt?" And it's like, "Well, if you've got it, like 3XL, 4XL." And she's like, I have those shirt sizes." It's like, "Oh, right. And she's like, do you want like a long?" I was like, "Oh my God, that'd be so great. I've never had shirt sizing that actually fit me."
Oh, it makes all the difference. She bought me a bunch of long T-shirts. You really can't appreciate, if you're not a tall person, especially if you don't have a tall torso, you really can't appreciate a tall T-shirt until you get one. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many shirts I start getting that thing where it turns into like a little midriff after a couple of cleanings.
Oh yeah, no, you like bend over and everyone laughs because you're a plumber now.
How do you wear your shirts? You might be wearing your shirts wrong there, Tom.
I've gotten completely addicted to these Carhartt 3X talls because they are just like they're perfect.
Roman, you're going to have to explain to me your title suggestion. Give us TTRP.
That was the question about pair programming. Is pair programming TTRPG? I don't know what the TT is.
TTRPGs.
Role
TTRPGs.
playing
A
game.
tabletop role play games.
Oh, give us okay. Google Tailwind.
Yeah, D&D is a TTRPG where there's no
there you
board.
Go. There you go, Oscar. Where'd you get that picture of me? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's
exactly
what I look like. So when I'm taking my carry-on luggage and putting it in the top row above my seat, that's what everyone sees is my well-defined six-pack.
Let's see. Kevin got Google Tailwind TSS or Tailwind. God, I don't know. Keeps adding TSS. A-Wood. No, A-Woods gets we don't take A-Woods titles anymore. He wins too many. The final episode before tech. Yeah, that's weak. A-Woods. I expect more out of you. Arch Tech, the next generation. That's not bad, Tom. Getting technical.
Hey, people are starring the talks they want to go to. If you're coming to tech, go to tech.phparch.com/schedule and click on download the app. It's just a web app, but it gives you the full schedule and you can pre-plan the talks you want to go to.
Yeah, I got that email.
And that does a couple things. One, it gives you an idea. You don't have to remember, oh, what did I want to go to this hour? You have it pre-planned. It will also tell you during the event, it will change and say, here's where you're supposed to go to next.
Oh, that's so great. Did you guys write that?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, we didn't.
It's part of the
hired a third party.
Okay, Tom,
But
I think you might have the title here. I'm going to do a play on your title. So
That's
Tom
fine.
has Eric Corrupts the Environment. I think Eric Corrupts PHP has been a title that should have been out a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Unreachable environment.
We'll just hope that Eric Mann doesn't think it's about him.
That's who I was talking about. Who are you talking about?
Him? Yeah. Him.
Special envoy.
It's so funny. I was talking to somebody. Well, I was talking to a bunch of people today, and I was telling them about tech and you guys and how I'm really excited to go to tech because I'm going to meet all these people, like Derek Wathens and Rathens, and I just named off a bunch of people, and they're looking at me and they're like, who?
Damn it.
Like
so Kevin's got a couple good ones. This last one, Tail Space Win, WIN. He's also the one that had Google Tailwind. And then, damn it, A-Woods comes in at the very end. Technically speaking. Damn it.
Oscar just threw one in there.
Oh, let me reload it. I didn't get Oscars.
He just did it like a minute ago.
Oh wow. Your wife just threw you under the bus for the best swag at a conference. Sorry, your current wife.
Oh, that's true. It wasn't William though. It was who was else? Oh my God, who was it? Haiti, the guy who God damn it, what's his name?
It's getting shameful at this point.
Yeah. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. Help me out. He sang a lot with Black Eyed Peas, not Will.i.am, and he did a big thing like when Haiti had the hurricane. He went down there and like sent Wyclef. Thank you, Oscar. Yeah, Wyclef Jean. Yeah, that's right. I did dance on stage with him, and he even jumped off stage after he sang and hung out with me for a while. I got pictures and everything. I'm a charismatic sort of guy, It's,
Did I ever tell
But
you
not a
guys about?
socialite.
Ever tell you guys about Coolio?
What about
Sounds
Coolio?
familiar. I think you told. I think you did. but-
This total dive bar that I go to in Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Say the story. I remember the story now.
Yeah, and one of the guys who works there calls up and he's like, "Hey, Coolio's got a concert in Denver and wants to chill in Colorado Springs without like a bunch of attention, so he's coming here." And like Monday night, nobody's normally at the bar, and the bar is just packed. It's like immediately betrayed the guy, threw him under the bus. It's like, yeah, Coolio's gonna be here.
Is he,
Uh,
is
He was
still around?
very nice.
Is he alive?
Nope.
He passed away, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, White Cliff.
There's this great picture of me where there's like 10 girls behind him and he's crouched down in front, and you can
Partner
see
of
about
NorCal. I like that.
you can
I like that new title.
you can see this much of my head in the edge of the picture where I'm like, I'm also here.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the White Cliff stuff. I don't even know where those pictures are. They're so long ago. It was before digital, so everything was.
Oh, well, you're screwed.
Yeah. No, it couldn't have been before digital because I'm not the one who took the picture, and I remember I got it. So I don't know. I don't know where the pictures are, but yeah.
Do you remember going to get your film developed and they gave you the option of getting it on a CD instead now?
Oh yeah.
And you're like, this is the future. And that lasted for about 8 months.
fun fact, and I learned it very late in life, unfortunately. But do you remember when you would go and you would have to go through the bins to find your stuff?
Oh yeah.
Your film, like that's how it used to be. You got your film developed, and they just throw them all in these bins, all these random bags in these bins. You'd have to flip it. That's when I started using Van Johnson as my last name, because the V's were like there was never anybody in the V bin.
You changed your last name for the purpose of easier sorting of film.
Well, technically, I people called me Van Johnson for years because my middle name was Van, and my dad worked for a government agency, and he was very official when he filled out forms. So if the form had middle name on it, nobody ever put a middle name. But if it had middle name on it, my dad put my middle name of Van. And so whenever I would go to like baseball camp or something like that, they thought my last name was Van Johnson. So I'd been being called Van Johnson for years, and it used to frustrate me because I'm like, that's not my name. But as an adult, and even in my later years in school, in my high school, there were 3 Eric Johnsons, and I almost got suspended because of something one of the Eric Johnsons did. But and then
no, ma'am, I'm Van Johnson. That's very different. That other person wasn't me.
Right. So yeah, I started seeing the benefit of using Van Johnson, and then it really stuck because when I was running the IT department of a credit union, the other credit union in town, their IT manager was also named Eric Johnson. And I was like getting all these weird emails. I'm like, I think you got the wrong Eric Johnson. And so that's when I really started using Van Johnson. It's like my name, I'm Eric Van Johnson. I'm not Eric Johnson.
So did your parents always give kids the middle name of where they were conceived?
See, I thought he was going to say his dad. I thought he was going to say his dad worked at Volvo.
My sister, Theta Park Bench Johnson, was pretty pissed off. Oh god, I'm funny.
Yeah.
That might,
No
that
one
might
no
be
one
the
really
new title,
understood
Park Bench.
no one really understood the name Jesse Airplane Bathroom Johnson, but it made sense to a couple people.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
All right,
What's
sorry to
wrong with
derail
us?
the conversation.
Unfortunately, Mark Back of a Taxi Johnson is no longer with us.
Or Lisa, I thought I pulled out Johnson.
No, seriously, where
don't
did Van come
Trojan
from?
Johnson.
I guess there was I guess it was an actor. I guess there was an actor named Van Johnson or Eric Van, or I forget. My mom's told me the story. I forget which one.
Yeah, that's way better than my story, which is one of the most embarrassing name stories I've ever fucking heard in my life.
This is why this is after the show, by the way, people. If you're hanging in Discord, it's on you. Okay. If you're listening to this, it's on you. Okay? Don't give me this crap. My kids shouldn't even be here right now.
When you're a kid, like when you're 10 years old, it doesn't occur to you how weird it is that your brother's middle name is your first name.
Your brother's middle name is your first name. Okay.
My brother is Kelsey Thomas,
Okay.
and I'm Thomas Randall. And my parents, they apparently when my brother was born, they wanted to pay some tribute to my mother's grandparents and my father's grandparents, and they wanted Thomas initially, but decided on Kelsey instead for a boy, which is fine. It never caused him any trauma because during high school he was in the hospital for cancer. And then when I was born, they were like, well, we still really like Thomas, so like let's just use it again.
I don't think that's that bad.
I'm named after my brother, my older brother. That's pretty bad.
I mean, it could have been worse. You could have been named after the mailman or something, or the neighbor. That would have been weird.
Well, I'm not sure where Randall comes from, so it could be that.
Eric Corrupts PHP, or the other one I'm leaning towards. No, that's A Woods. I'm not giving you, technically speaking, A Woods. What was Kevin's? Oscar.
Haven't
Kevin,
the last 5 been something about tech, anyways?
Yeah. Kevin had a good Google tailwind. Yeah, I think I'm going with, just go with Eric Corrupts PHP. That's fine.
It has been amazing not following any of the news cycle for a whole week.
Kalen, that is dark. Kalen, Jesus. Whoa! Oh, Miriam Pop, long time, man. What you been up to? Tom? Oh, there you go. You could have been named after a navigation device. Tom.
No, actually, at the time when I was in elementary school, the Tom Tom Club was very popular. And yes, George Santos. Tom Tom Club was it's a type of drum. Tom Tom Club was a popular 80s band with a one-hit wonder type thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, I followed the George Santos stuff. It is great. There's nothing like comeuppance.
He's got the Trump playbook. He's like, it's a witch hunt. I'm like, did you really just say that? You just,
yeah.
And did you hear he was back in DC today? And did you hear the bill he was supporting?
No.
was a, a, falsifying, 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 what was it, falsifying taxes, or it's something he's doing. Like it's like you're literally guilty of this. How are you like trying to support this bill that like is supposed to prevent it? I hate that guy. I don't want to get
I
political.
love him. I love him because he is the ultimate transparent version of Republicans who can't lie. Like, he's so transparent, and everything he says, you just sort of go, like,
Unemployment fraud. Thank you, Buttery. Appreciate that. Yes, that's what he was. That was the bill he was supporting or whatever. Unemployment fraud, which is what he's done. He literally he's literally guilty of unemployment fraud.
yeah, that's the reason I like him so much, because he is such a cartoonish depiction of political corruption.
Yeah,
You just sort of go,
that's how I
wow.
felt about Trump too. So,
but Trump has supporters on me. Trump has supporters. Santos has no support anymore. No one fucking likes him.
To the person who asked, I don't see where you're at right now, but yes, we are the same people, PHP Ugly and PHP Architect. It hasn't always been that way. We've been doing PHP Ugly for what now?
Hey,
5 years?
Let
6 years?
me be clear. I am not affiliated with PHP Architect in any way.
We have to remind him of that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm just in their Slack channel and accidentally overhear things.
Back in 2020? When did we take over PHP Architect? Back in 2020. Yeah. We took over PHP Architect.
Wait, October 2021.
2021? 22, 23. Yeah. Because we were like, well, do we try to do a conference in 2022? And they're like, no, it's too soon. Yeah. So yeah, we are the same. John and I are the same people for both, and it's all starting to blend together, and that's by design. But yeah, it wasn't always that way. We've had PHP Ugly for a very long time. It's a very different show. This is really just three friends hanging out, talking, shooting the shit.
Did you see my latest video I posted on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube?
It's just a paragliding video, but I tried doing something different where I did a voiceover, and it's lessons learned. And it was more about I was not fooling myself. I was coming in for a landing and followed somebody in and had every intention of going around them. Like they had already landed. I was going to come in, go left to go around, and I cut it closer than I thought I did. Like after landing, I'm like, yeah, there's nothing there. No big deal. And then watching the video and talking to people, I'm like, crap. Like there was no reason I cut it as close as I did.
What's your YouTube channel? I don't even know what your YouTube channel is.
PHP Ugly?
No.
I got it. It's
John Congdon 7.
John Congdon 76.
Yeah. But it was a good flight. I got to fly over the ball fields again, which is always fun.
Wow. So get this. 7 years. We've been doing this for 7 years. How many episodes do you think that would be if we never skipped an episode?
Well, I mean, there's 52 weeks in a year, right?
Right.
So,
well, we didn't start out weekly either.
We didn't start, but we also missed weeks. So I figured it would all balance out.
Yeah. So 364 if we never missed a week.
Yeah.
So we've only missed 19 episodes in 7 years. That's pretty crazy.
To be fair, we unpublished one of them too. Oh, but that doesn't change
yeah.
the date. That doesn't change the count. The count's the same.
The
So
number.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to go back and like see all the different things I tried for like the whole number thing. And
Yeah.
Where you were
Try to
doing
keep that up now.
batting or baseball things based on numbers.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, I had to explain to about 20 people over the last few days, like I have a podcast I'm doing on Thursday, so I got to be back
Good
at
night,
the
Ben.
hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, what's your podcast about?" I'm like, "It's about PHP, like
Ish.
kind of, and like running a company. Like the other two guys run a pretty big PHP company, and we just sort of hang out and like, oh, I've never. You should post about that on the Slack channel, like post links to the episodes. Nah, I don't, really wouldn't necessarily gel with everybody, and like, well, we're all PHP developers. And, yeah, it's what like, well, I gotta go and be like in another room.
See, what's the podcast? North meets South. That's the podcast. Just go listen to those guys. They're way better at this.
So, PHP Roundtable. Check out the latest episode. I'm on it. It's me and my
Oh, we didn't
normal.
even talk about that, Tom.
I know.
How'd you like
Because we
it?
went on Envoyer for way too long.
I liked it. It was fun.
You like talking to Ed? He's a nice guy, right?
Yeah, I liked listening to Ed.
Yeah, the guy can talk for sure.
Yeah, no, it was cool, and I got in like some good questions I had, and
You contributed. You definitely contributed. John, what did you think of the show?
I thought it was great. Really
did
good.
you notice my absence?
Totally. He didn't watch it, Tom. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I remembered when you asked Ed about mental health and speaking about mental health on the conference circuit.
We did learn something.
Yeah, I mean, he's Derek. He's got you there. That sounds like he listened.
Ed has confirmed it is now officially open sourcing mental illness again. He said that the open sourcing mental health just didn't stick, and they're just not. It's not a thing anymore. And Joe promptly disagreed. He's like, "No, I have too much swag. It's very much still a thing until all the swag is gone." But it was a good show. I like Roundtable. I need to do more of them. I need to come up with some good topics. I need to get some hardcore PHP stuff.
I have to tell you, every time I go to one of these meetup things, I meet with a few people, and it eventually we talk about like how we got started, what we do, what we've been doing the last 10 years, whatever. And it always, Naughty America always comes up. And that's when the people like lean in. Like it'll be a group of like 5 people, 2 people will leave and don't care. But like 3 people will just be like, I have so many questions. Please answer these for me. And I'm like, all right, it's gonna be some weird, gross stuff. And it never is. It's always these deep PHP protocol, money handling, content management. It's always these deep technical conversations.
So you're at this big company outing. How many PHP developers do you have, and how many are there?
All the developers are here except for like 3. PHP, I think it's got to be at least 30 or 40.
And you tell me none of them want to write a feature article for PHP Architect? None of them?
I don't talk about my personal life.
You should. I'm not asking you to talk about your personal life. I'm asking you to talk about our business and the fact that we need people to write articles for PHP Architect.
Right, but
and we pay.
Seriously, Tom, I'm serious, man. Help
I know.
her out.
I don't like to mix friends with business, which is, I mean, basically what this podcast is about. I can only stand doing it once a week.
I'm pretty sure, NorCal kid, I have a face with a mistake. All those faces are pretty much a mistake, to be honest with you. But
Oh no, when you got your hair like that, it was a masterpiece.
Oh, you should see it. I got a man bun under this hat right now. Under this hat is a man bun. 100% a man bun. My wife officially.
I don't think you have to say it's a man bun. You could just say it's a bun.
No, you very much have to say it's a man bun.
Thank you.
Man buns are lower on the
my
back of the
hair-
head. Buns are up here. Man buns are down here.
My hair is officially longer than my wife's hair now.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Oh,
I cannot
bizarre.
wait to hang out with her and just roast you while you're too busy to do anything about it.
Hey, the hair at this point, this hair is by her request, because I definitely would have chopped it off by now.
Yeah, and I'm sure topic number 1 is going to be, can you believe he fell for it?
All right, let me give my kid a mistake. A mistake. Let me go here. Matter of fact, maybe I'll take my man bun out and give some crazy hair thing. Hold on one second. Let me get my little application.
Kalen, are you making it to tech?
Yes, all the PHP architect people are.
That's great. I'm going to be so happy. If Frank is making it too?
All the PHP architect people are.
Well, Frank's not here tonight. I don't know where. Like, Frank is our bedrock moderator for the general channel. Good God.
What happened to my hair? Wait, what? Oh, that's crazy. I can hear you.
Well,
that's fine. I can hear you guys. All right. Hold on. I guess I don't need my headphones on anymore. All right, let me get some good lighting here. Give my kids
wow.
You like that, right? That's crazy. Let me do some bright light. We're lighting up things. Oh, Jesus. That might be.
Put it back. Put it back.
Let's see.
Hey, remember that scene from Indiana Jones where he drinks from the wrong cup? He chose poorly.
See, my hair is too light and curly, and it's hard. It won't stand up.
Good God!
Look at this.
What is going on?
All right, I'm gonna try.
You look like the Crypt Keeper.
Thank you. That's the new comb over, man. This is the new comb over right here. I'm just going with this for the samurai. The samurai look will be the new comb over. That's good. There it is. There it is.
Okay, troll doll. I get it.
Let me go big screen here. Let me go big screen. Okay, let me get the grabber here. Hold on.
It's not 4K until YouTube processes the video, so you'll have to come back for it.
It's falling. Okay, let me put it back up again. Okay. No, see? Come on, get up there. Get up there.
Here.
Go get some hairspray.
Hair gel?
Yeah. Do it old school. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. There you go. That's just gonna work. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do a. You want me to look like I made a mistake?
Yep.
You look like you've taught a sex toy to love.
God, that was very hard to do. Somebody else is gonna have to take the screenshot.
All right.
Good God. Oh, go back. Boom and boom. I'm looking like a dude again. And the funny thing about all this is there's a whole solar panel back here. Look at that. Big old solar panel back there. It's just a big old solar panel.
Just imagine the embarrassment of sunburning a 2x2 inch square on the back of your head.
That's a good look. I'll just do this, I think. Oh, how's that look with the cap on? That might be my new. Oh, we gotta put the hair around the side. I can just look like this guy. I can be this guy. I've seen this guy walking around the street. Oh yeah, I've seen this guy walking around the streets.
Yeah, pushing a cart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you stopped. I was trying to take a picture. Hang on.
Wow.
You gotta get. You're too high up there. We'll go that way. All right. All right, you're good. You're good. I don't know what to think about this, but
Oh my god. Yeah, man, this is crazy. Look at this. Look at this crap. What is this? What is this? I've never had this before. For people not understanding any of this, I have always had I've always been bald or have had very short hair. Like my kids have never seen me with this much hair. So this is a very new thing for the family, and we're enjoying ourselves. My hands are way bigger than that, Tom. Come on. That's not the right screenshot.
It's not about the hands. Oh, excuse me one moment. Gotta
All right.
take my Crocs for a walk. Should probably so you don't.
Oh my god. That's the look I'm going for. Okay, I'm sharing family chat with you guys, but it's got to be in it can't be public. My wife
wow, your wife shares it publicly all the time.
My wife came good with this one. Yeah. Yeah, the wife came good with this one. Can you
dude, the chatter in our Tech 23 channels over on the PHP Architect Discord is taken off too, and I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. All right, let me take a screenshot of this one for you guys. You guys are gonna appreciate this.
Oscar. They're talking about schedules, like which talks to go to, and Tim said at least Tuesday at 9 is an easy choice because it's his keynote. Chris Tankersley comes back. Thursday at 4 is arguably better because he's doing the closing keynote. Oscar replies with pencils in, safe to sleep in, won't miss anything.
Okay, so just so we're clear, this was my wife. I did not. This is going super private. Where's our super private chat?
Don't tell people we have one. I cannot express how excited I am about these Crocs.
Bring up the tech, you dork.
The funny thing is it's in a family chat.
Oh yeah, our family chat gets spicy. Here, if I play this again, does this start at the beginning? No. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Let's do this. Is this the one I want? No. This one? Yeah. Just do that. Get the music playing. All right.
What music used to play?
I like this music better. This is the pretzel stuff. I mean, it's not that much better, but it's better than the crap that's on Restream. Hey, John, send me your picture so I can send it to the kid.
I already did.
Oh, you already got it to him? Or you
Yep.
send it to me?
Nope, to the kid.
Oh, okay. I was like, your picture might actually be better. Because I just looked at mine. I like cut myself off at the chin.
Well, you cut yourself off at the hat for the other one, but it is what it is.
Did you see
Is
that?
what it is. There you go. There's
how long has it been since I've seen you guys?
a couple years.
Norcal, are you good? Or do you
When did you come to?
I was trying to figure that out. I think that was 2 years ago. Oh boy.
This is my first time seeing the picture.
I should have left it, not let you see it until the thumbnail came out. Because I want to
That's
see what they
rough.
do with it.
can't believe I put that on the internet. Your next release manager there, folks. I'm a PHP release manager. Oh, God. I'm sure it'll been something new.
If that doesn't get you elected, I don't know what will.
Now you know why I wear a hat all the time. Oh, God. I gotta send that one to the world. That's going to the family chat. Oh, God.
You say, see how lucky you are? You get all of this.
You want some of this, lady? I've said
Just
worse.
just get a Snapchat title on it that says, "My wife explicitly requested this."
That's awesome. Okay. All right. We've overshared way too much here. I think we're gonna wrap it up with you guys. Everybody hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you guys.
At Tech.
Yeah. Watch.
Yeah.
I go and watch the. We'll get a virtual pass and watch the talks online at very least. And then we'll
I'll
be
see
back.
you guys on Monday, right?
Yeah. We're going to be back here in studio. I don't know what Tom's doing next week. But he's claiming he's going to have something, but we will be back here on the 25th, 9 p.m. Pacific time, back at the grind. So I will see you all then.
Bye.